all right. We are back. I think I was trying to calculate because we have some banked up here that we haven't put out yet, at least when we're recording this. But I think this is episode 44, Ian. And we are back with my main man, Ian, from what was it, episode 5?
Episode 5, yeah. So I go in my old format of Team Biolog Classics, which has now been rebranded.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I remember you taught me how to say Balilok. So now I
yeah,
gotta, now I have an easier thing to say.
yeah.
We'll
It's a
jump
little
into
bit easier to say. I was finding that a lot of yeah, even my English followers and American followers couldn't pronounce it. So thought it was time to change. So uh,
you.
swap things around a little bit.
I don't know if you just saw that, Ian, but this son of a bee, Sean. I don't even mean to like.
I don't know what you're on about, mate.
This
Sorry,
son of a bee.
Ian.
This son of a bee over here is drinking Worcestershire sauce over. If you guys aren't watching the podcast nowadays, first of all, we got Sean Jokester over here, magician Sean with his Worcestershire sauce. I can't even say sauce after that word. And then we got Ian with his sweet Cooper S Traveler, which is coincidentally kind of your new brand here. We
That's right. Yeah.
that cracked me up, Sean. That was funny. Oh man. For those that are just listening, he has his cup that with masking tape and just says Worcestershire sauce on it. Jesus. Oh, okay, that was funny. Anyway, episode 5, Ian was on. We we kind of bounced all around his YouTube page, Team Bali Lock. Kind of went over a lot of stuff, but decided to rebrand here. And so a lot has changed. A lot has changed. It's been almost a year, right? We're
Almost.
coming
Yeah.
up on
Yeah.
a year here very soon. So I like to have people back on. We just had Cole back on, and Ian had a ton of stories, and I try to keep it to an hour because I don't know if people. I don't know. You guys tell me. Do you guys want to listen to longer than an hour? I don't know, but I thought hour-ish is a sweet spot. So let's have him back on. Let's chat more minis. Hear what's up going on down the pipeline for him and his Cooper S Traveler. So how'd that come about? What kind of made that change for you?
Well, the last time I was on, we mainly talked about auto testing. So at the time I was competing in auto testing, maybe had set things on the shelf a little bit. But of recent times, I've decided maybe to leave it in the back burner for a little while, concentrate on the Traveler, and sort of do a little bit more in terms of shows and go on for runs and so on. And just maybe at some point I'll go back to auto testing again. But again, like I was saying, I find a lot of people were finding in Ballylock difficult to pronounce, especially to spell if they're looking for it. If you're not from Northern Ireland or Ireland, you can't really. Maybe it's not in everybody's first language, put it that way. Um, so yeah, I decided I have the Cooper S Traveler behind me. Thought why not? We'll just call it Cooper S Traveler. It's easy. It rolls off the tongue, and that's exactly what my Instagram page is all about. Is the Cooper S Traveler and my adventures with it. So decided, yeah, it was a new year. Let's get a rebrand going, and yeah, we'll see what happens. So
And I feel like we briefly touched on the Cooper S Traveler. Maybe you kind of, because you've had
yeah,
minis and
briefly, yeah.
you've been a mini guy for a while, and you have tons of stories. But why don't we jump into it and kind of what's changed with it and kind of give the origins of it, because it's a pretty sweet car. I mean, I think the Traveler is a favorite amongst a lot of people, but this one's pretty special.
Well, if I go back to the beginning, I know I did talk about it maybe a little bit briefly, maybe on the last episode that was on, but I wasn't looking for a Traveler. I was just looking for a Mini at the time. As a, I suppose I was what 16, 17. I was looking for a Mini for my first car. I'd had Minis beforehand, but I just wanted something that I could use every day. So on the lookout for something pretty special. I never even thought of an early Mini, never even thought of of a variant, and it just almost fell in my lap. A friend of the family needed to store a car at a relative's house, relative's sheds, and he just says, "Look, I need to make a bit of space. A few cars need to sell." And he says, "Well, what are you looking to get rid of?" He says, "There's an old Mini here." So yes, I know a guy who'd be interested maybe. He phoned me up, said, "Here, Ian, Leslie's looking to sell a Mini. Would you be interested?" I said, "Yeah, sure. I'll go down and take a look at it." He opened the doors of the barn and pulled a few covers off. Saw the green paintwork. I thought, well, it's an early enough car. I pulled it a bit further back, and you can see the external door hinges, the sliding windows. So, oh, brilliant! It's a really early car. But whenever he pulled the covers off completely, you can see the woodwork at the back. And I was just, hey, yeah, I have to get it. Never expected it. Had never seen one in reality. Seen plenty of pictures and books and so on. Had never even seen one at a show, even in England at the time. So it was a must-have car. Um, so yeah, it was stored. This was in 1998, I think it was. The car had been stored since 1974 in this dry barn. So it was in really, really good condition, body-wise. Mechanically, it was seized. Car hadn't been running for maybe 15 or 20 years. And so, yeah, we saved it, brought it home in the back of the load loader, and gave the car a light restoration at the time. I think only we did some light welding. It needed a wing on the passenger side, on the left-hand side for our overseas viewers. Um, and ideally, just got a paint job and some new wood. The wood was completely rotten, but I said all the mechanicals was completely seized, so I bought another Mini. Now, at the time, we were able to buy Minis at £200-300 running,
Sheesh.
with a current MOT certificate on it. That's a roadworthiness certificate. It even had some. I think the one I bought even had 11 months road tax still on it. So this was a running and driving daily car. I think it had 25 or 26,000 miles on it. So yeah, it was an 1884 Mini City that I bought for £200,
Wow.
and we just transplanted the entire thing onto the bonnet of the Mini, um, and all the switch gear, everything, and we went from there. It was a really basic and relatively cheap. I wouldn't say restoration at the time, more of a sort of a recommissioning of the car more than anything. So yeah, it was now 1000cc, just 998, still running drum brakes, so we'll be changed over to the twin leading shoe drum brakes as opposed to single leading shoes. Put some wide drums in the back, and drove the car for 3, 4, 5 years, almost completely stock. Um, Sort of going on a wee bit until it kind of started. I was using the car every day. This was my daily driver. It started to go, started to show its age. And then I think in 2007, I think it was, took the car through it, completely restored it. So at this time, it got pretty much brand new from probably the windscreen forward, sills, the usual mini things. But so yeah, then I got a fresh coat of paint again. Um, Kept the 1000cc in it, but put Cooper S brakes on it, and drove like that for a little while until I decided that I needed a little bit more of a refresh. This was in 2017, I think it was, and yeah, I decided I needed to do something with the Mini. We were getting married. Decided I needed really to get the car back on the road properly because I had been using my Rally Mini mostly at the time. And yeah, we rebuilt the car for the wedding car, and happened to have a Cooper S engine sitting under the bench, and yeah, I thought why not? So the Cooper S went under the bonnet, and so white roof went on the car to match. And yeah, so that's kind of where Cooper S Traveller came about. Um, so the idea I have now is sort of how I imagine a Cooper S Traveller would have been if it had been produced. And maybe how it would have been done up by their owners. So my sort of the ethos behind it is sort of uh, period mods to how it would have been in the 60s is kind of my idea. So yeah, I think so far I think I've pulled some of it off already. So
It's
there was
kind
plenty
of
of
like
ideas. Yeah, yeah.
Was that something that BMC were toying with the idea of doing anyway, doing a Traveller Cooper S?
I don't believe it ever went. I think it was something was sort of thought about, but didn't really go further than the drawing board, from what I understand. I do know that John Cooper garages at the time, or Cooper Car Company at the time, did modify a few. I think Clint Eastwood had one, Steve McQueen had one,
really
Damn.
and there's a few other celebrities had them. I think they made about. I'm not sure exactly. I wouldn't be totally wouldn't quote me on it, but I think they made a dozen or 20 Cooper S Travelers. But
wow.
they
Oh,
weren't. But
wow.
they weren't. But they weren't production cars. They were just
Right,
by the Cooper Car Company.
right.
Yeah, and I think they did some little thing. I think they put square headlights in some of them.
Ah,
I think like the Radford style idea,
Mm.
but it was never official from what I understand. But I could be wrong on that. But I don't think they ever were an official idea.
that's the coolest
Uh,
stuff, though. I
yeah,
love that kind of like story or like old wives' tale of, kind of like it's really interesting. And I'm sure somebody out there knows more, and I'm sure that's in a book somewhere. But that stuff is so cool to me. But even what you have done to yours, it's like the people nowadays that do like the OEM plus type of thing, just some tasteful mods. Like
yeah,
it's like reimagining the traveler of how maybe it should have been from the factory, or at least up to today's standards, I guess, more so because a 998 was probably sufficient of the time. But that's cool. I love that. And my bigger question is, why did you just randomly have a Cooper S engine sitting on your workbench? I mean, I
yeah.
do too. Just throwing that out there, guys. I randomly have one under my workbench too.
Yeah,
But
it again it fell in my lap. I find that a lot of the kind of the stuff that ends up in my garage, I kind of it just happens. I'm never planned to do anything.
yeah,
Everything just evolves. I mean, the car evolved into this. I never intended to do this.
but that's
Um,
the best though. I think
yeah,
that's where it really works out, and uh, that's how I like to do it. Obviously, right
yeah,
now, if I had money and room, I'd be Cooper S this year, this weird model, and I'd buy them all. But that's not how any of my minis work. They both fell into my lap, just like you said, and pretty much everything kind of that I have in my garage fell in my lap as well. And I think that's kind of how I like to do it, and I think that's what the unique builds out there kind of that I'm interested in. It always seems to be very similar stories, right? Like I didn't
yeah,
set out to build like a ratty kind of, as Sean would say, like outlawish type of mini. It just kind of happened. I wanted to strip it back and paint it, and then I was like, you know what? I'd rather just drive it. Let me just, all right, this part I picked up here, this part I found here, this one popped up on Craigslist. Let's just, and it turned into this. Obviously, I'm not willy nilly throwing things at it, but you sat on that S engine for a while, I would assume, and then you're like, bing,
yeah.
and kind of,
Yeah, the engine again. I just happened to be on Facebook. A friend of mine had posted up a picture on Facebook,
mm-hmm,
and I saw this mini engine sitting on a pallet behind him, and I just messaged him, "Here, mate, what are you doing with the engine?" And because he's a Vauxhall man, he likes his Vauxhalls and his Opals, so he likes his Opel Mantas and his Group B rally car type ideas,
mm-hmm.
and like so he was never his girlfriend, now his wife, she was into minis, but never him. So anyway, I texted him. I said, "Here,
What a
Scott, what are you doing with
weirdo.
the engine?" Yeah, totally. So he says, oh, "Yeah, I'll sell it if you're interested. I'll sell it." So I says, "Yeah, like, well, how much do you want for it?" And he says, "Should come up and you can make me an offer." So went up to see him, and he had this engine sitting. And I says, "Tell you what, Ian, just give me £120, you can have it."
Wow.
So yeah, so yeah, okay, I'll take it, no problem. So This is when I was driving up, and stopped at the bank, got £150 out, and so I'll have a bit of change to give him. And yeah, arrived up, and the engine was sitting, and realised it's an 11 stud head. It's a Cooper S head. It was sitting, and
Nice.
then so we pulled the block out, and there's the block sitting. Yeah, it's a Cooper S block, and I was like, "Here, happy days." I said, "I have to get you more than £120 for this." And he says, "No, no, no, £120." So I handed him 120 quid and loaded up the block, and it was basically the short engine. Then he arrives out with another box, and he had the twin carburetors, and he had the
Ooh,
airbox, and he had everything.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, I brought it home. It sat in my car in my garage for years before I thought of doing anything with it at all. And yeah, we just decided one time, yeah, we'll build the engine. We were restoring, my dad and I were restoring a 62 Mini at the time, so didn't have time to build the engine myself. So I said, we'll take it and get somebody to build it. And I'm not sure, maybe everybody would know who he is, but he's a very famous guy here in Northern Ireland called Mervyn Johnston. He actually won the production class in the Circuit of Ireland rally in a Mini in 1964. So he was rallying with Paddy Hopkirk and those guys. But he's sort of quite a famous Mini man here. Took the engine to him, he built the engine for me, and I had it sitting on a pallet in the garage. And so then we decided to put it into this. We were nearly going to put it into the 62. We decided to keep it 850. And we nearly put it in my Rally Mini, but we decided to keep it 1000. So it was surplus to requirements, and this needed an engine. So it went in here.
If the shoe fits.
Exactly, yeah. So because another engine we actually had for this car came in the boot of the car when I got it, was a just 998 engine. But whenever I checked the numbers in the David Vizard book, turned out it's a 1965 Cooper engine, Cooper 1000.
Son of a bee.
So
Damn.
yeah, it's actually sitting on my bench there at the minute. I'm just ready to put the pistons in
What is
and have
it
it
going to
rebuilt.
go in? Dun dun dun.
So yeah, there's an idea rattling up here as to what's going to happen, but I don't have a car at the minute. But yeah, there's a few ideas rattling about upstairs.
Well, there's cars floating about. We're just
Yeah,
waiting for an engine.
yeah,
Wow.
totally. So
Dang, that's cool.
well,
I like I said, I enjoy that kind of stuff, and it's not about picking it up because you have something for it right away. It's what it can evolve into. And I think that's uh, I think everyone listening has had that story for sure, but that's the fun part about it, man. That's the fun part about it. That's why I can't get rid of any of my parts, because it's like, what could that go on someday? I don't know.
yeah, I did a big clear out of things a few years ago. I, I'm not really terribly interested in the 80s on minis. I've had quite a few of them, but my heart stays with the 60s and 70s cars.
Of course.
Mainly the 60s cars with the sliding windows. So I sold a lot of my later stuff, but I just can't get rid of all the old bits and pieces.
Mm-hmm.
I still have 2 or 3 doors of bonnets and bootlets here, of engines and things. I just can't get rid of them. So yeah, it's the latest project. I've been flooring the roof space of the garage here, so I've just room to put everything, and finally got everything away from my dad's garage. I'm sure he's pleased about. So
See, I'm still at the stage where it doesn't matter what year it's from. I want to take it and just to see, just to make sure. Although I do really like my because my engine in my car is the later model, the high compression '90s Cooper engine, the A plus, and it's
yeah,
so sometimes people might throw that away. You never know.
yeah. Because I had probably the same engine, only the carbureted version of it. I had in a 1994 Mini Tahiti,
Mm-hmm.
which was my everyday car. I actually bought the car at 4 year old, so it only has 16 or 17,000 miles on it when I bought it. 4 year
Wow.
old. So this was a 90, yeah, so 98. I was not long past my driving test, and was looking for. This is around the time I was looking for a Mini. Before I found the Traveller, I did have this Tahiti, and that was my daily driver to university. at the time. Well, to school first and then to university. Um, and yeah, it was a 1300 Cooper engine with the HIF 38 on it. It was a lovely, lovely going little car. I drove it for, I think I put 100,000 miles in that car, I think.
Wow.
Yeah,
Jeez.
so it was, yeah, I used it a lot. Um, but yeah, it was just, I think it was the only 13, it is, yeah, that was the only 1300 Mini I ever had, barring the Traveller here. Had a lot of thousands.
Oh yeah, because your Cooper S engine's a 1293, right?
It's now 1293, yeah, yeah. So when we were building the engine, when Mervyn Johnson was building the engine, it was only a matter of going down to recondition the engine. It was only going to be 1275. I was going to keep it bone stock.
Mm-hmm.
But he phoned me, he says, yeah, the bores are not good enough to hone. We're going to have to go plus 20. You happy with me to do that? So yeah, sure, go ahead. It's now 1293. And I thought when you're doing it, we'll change the cam. We'll make a car a good fast road car at the time. So instead of going dead standard, we'll do something with it. So yeah, so it's so this car's now 1293. It has a MG Metro cam on it. So what's that comparable to? I think it's an SW5 comparable cam.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, so it's but yeah, even well, I've changed over to single carburetor. I think there was a problem with my linkage in my carburetor. The linkage was broken on it, so I just haven't got a new linkage for it. So I swapped it over to 1000 or into a single carb for the time being. But yeah, the carbs were fully rebuilt. I can't remember what needles they were running, but they were running a fairly rich needle. Um, but yeah, the car she goes well. It's maybe he's estimating about 95 reg horsepower, so not
Mm,
you know. But I mean, the car originally came with 26, 27 horsepower and the
yeah,
848, so
a
it's
huge improvement.
considerably faster than it was.
I keep forgetting. I've been wanting to ask you because my S engine is a 1293. I don't know. I want to break it down and put all new gaskets and stuff on it, just and be able to see what cam and gearbox and everything are on it. But yeah, I was curious of how that gets along and what kind of horsepower it's putting out. Obviously, there's certain things that play into that, but yeah, that's what mine is too. So I'm excited to get that in one of these
Yeah,
days.
no, it goes well. No, it gets up and goes well. Um, I think it cruises nicely at about 65, 70. It stays with the modern traffic, fine. It gets up there pretty quickly too. So, I mean, it's not a rocket ship. It's not a
Yeah,
really quick car, but it's good for what it is. I'm happy with it. I mean, I don't think I'd ever, unless something catastrophic happens with the engine, I don't think I'll ever go any more than 1293 with it. Um, it'll only be like before if the bores get to the position where they're just not salvageable, we'll go to the next one. But as it is at the minute, 1293 is more than adequate.
yeah, I like that. That's cool. I didn't. Yeah, I don't think we touched on any of that on our previous episode. So that's cool stuff, man. I like that. But I wanted to jump in too. I know that you got some other projects in the pipeline in regards to some charity show, like a is it a rally or a show? Tell me a little bit
No,
about that. Is that
no, it's a show.
oh
Yeah,
awesome?
so yeah, it's a good friend of mine, Philip and myself. We had decided we would have a charity car show, fundraising car show. So the idea behind it is uh, both of our sons were both born early, so they're both premature babies. My son was born in uh, February 21. His was born in October 21. So we boys were now nearly two and a half. So we decided, like, we just want to give a little bit back to the neonatal units that cared for our boys. So we thought the only way we know how is through a car show. So that's what we've decided to do. So it's been um, for people who watch my YouTube channel will notice I hasn't been very much put on it in the last 6 months. Is because in the background I'm spending my time helping to organize a car show, so I don't have time to do YouTube at the minute. So that's kind
Yeah.
of the reason why there's no YouTube videos up there for anybody who's watching. But so yeah, our idea is on the 1st of June next year, we're having it's called the Jack and Bertie's Car Show Bonanza. So it's open to all marks and makes, years of cars. So you bring your daily driver, you can bring your classic mini, and everything in between. And yeah, so we're planning to have a fun day for everybody. There's going to be craft stalls for the significant others. There's going to be bouncy castles and face painters and kids games for the kids. We're just going to make it a family day. But for us, the icing on the cake for us is we are having special display areas of some really nice cars which we're inviting specifically for the show. So without giving too much away, because we do want to have it as a surprise, and we're going to be showing it on our Instagram page. But 2024 obviously is the 60th anniversary of the Monte Carlo win, and as well as the Circuit of Ireland win in minis. So we will have a display of classic minis,
Nice.
very special, famous works minis, including some works cars, hopefully. And then as well, we're having a section of showcasing rallying and motorsport in Ireland. So we're going to have some classic race cars, Group B rally cars, some circuit cars and things. So we have some pretty special cars lined up as well. So hopefully will be a nice event, good event.
Awesome. That sounds amazing. Say the name of it again one more time.
So it's going to be the Jack and Bertie's Car Show Bonanza.
Explain that. Is there a story behind
Well,
that? What's Jack
yeah,
and
so Jack
Bertie or
and
Bertie?
Bertie.
Bertie.
So Bertie's my son.
Okay.
Jack
Oh,
is Philip's son.
all right.
So, and it's a car show. When we kind of thought it was the idea sort of came from, it was Philip's idea. How do we make the name sound, really punchy? And
Yeah.
he just came up with Bonanza. And I don't really know where the word came from, where he thought of it. It just came to him one day, and it works. So I thought, yeah, it's a catchy name. So yeah, we have an Instagram page set up for it, a Facebook page set up for it.
Oh, awesome.
We have GoFundMe pages set up. Yeah, we're trucking along nicely. Yeah, and hopefully come the new year we'll launch it on Eventbrite or something like that, and yeah, we'll be going full sail ahead to get the show on the road.
All
Sounds
right.
like a really
Everyone.
good day.
Yeah, I was
so
gonna say everyone go follow Instagram. Would you say Instagram, Facebook?
We're on Instagram and Facebook, yeah.
Jack and Bertie's Car Show Bonanza. All right, I see it right here. Sweet. Yeah, everyone go follow that. Check out. Where's it going to be? Or not releasing all that info yet?
It's no, that's been released. We're
Okay.
having it as our local council has given us the venue. So it's in Armagh. It's our county town called. So it's the city of Armagh, and it's an old stately home. It's basically in the gardens of the stately home, which is a council building now. It's like the city hall. And it was the former Archbishop's Palace. So it's a beautiful old building, lovely set, lovely backdrop to it. So
definitely worse venues out there.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say you guys always have, like, in the UK and some parts of Europe, but I obviously see a lot in the UK. Is like, man, you guys have the coolest venues, like just old historic kind of buildings and stuff. It just makes such a great backdrop.
Yeah, I think it's some like 17th century or 18th century palace building or something. It's hundreds of years old. Yeah, it's a beautiful location, and I think it's going to be. There's been no car shows there that I can recall of any time late, so it'll be something different, I think. Yeah, I mean we're only planning on doing this once, so we want this to be like the best. We're doing this the best car show we can do, and yeah, if it's a success, well, we hope it's a success, and you never know, we might do it again. So.
Well, that was my thought, though, is I feel like always at least the charity car events that I've been to have always been great. The car community is good as a whole. Obviously there's always bad apples, but when they're coming to something like that, they always show up. From my experience, even like the Toys for Tots ones are always huge, and just all of that kind of stuff. So that's awesome. I think everyone go check that out. That's going to be super cool, and I have a feeling if it does turn out good, people want it again, and
Yeah, well,
that's how this
um,
stuff starts.
totally. Well, see, it isn't just open to people in Ireland, Northern Ireland. We are hoping to get discount codes for the local ferry companies.
Oh, awesome.
So for folks coming over from from the mainland UK, we're hoping to have a discount code for them coming over with the ferry companies. So yeah, if even for people from further afield, everybody's welcome.
There
I'll
you
have to
go.
try and get over then.
I was just gonna say,
Yeah,
Sean. There you go.
Yeah,
Get something
he,
working.
Ian's been pushing me to come over, and I'm really going to try, because I think it was 3 weeks time. You've got the Killarney Moles Gap.
yeah. I think it's
Yeah,
in. I think the Cloney Rally is in May, I think, and then we'll be in the 1st of June. So it's probably 2 or 3 weeks between the two.
there we go.
So yeah, I mean, if the outlaw is not able to come, bring the clubman. There's no.
Yeah, I'll have to get it
Yeah,
on the new wheels again and
yeah. There's
take
no
the long
issues.
journey up.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Long
Cheers, mate.
journey. What does it take? Like an hour? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. What is that? Because you got to drive to the tip and then, like you said, take the ferry. What? How long do you think that would
I think
take you?
it's drive up to Liverpool, then across from Liverpool, I think. So Liverpool's probably
Yeah.
about 4 hours from where I am.
Oh, dude, that's cake, man. You got that all day long,
Yeah.
right?
So
Especially in the
yeah.
modern Mini, you're cruising at 80. What's the speed limit over there?
Well,
Yeah. 70 on the motorways. Yeah.
it is 70. Yeah.
It's
Hey,
70.
that's pretty good. 70 miles per hour on the motorway. So I
Yeah,
lived
but
in. Go ahead.
the problem in the clubman though is where I'm so low. I'm down to 55, 60. So
That static life.
it is, and I don't know what the roads are like around Ireland either. So they could be.
Oh no, they're good.
Oh, that's all right.
Ian, what do you guys call like stance people over there? What is Sean, like a boy racer, stancy boy?
Oh, that's stance. No, it's
He's
totally
a
that's stance.
hot boy.
Hot
Yeah.
boy.
Hot boy. That's
Oh, the
funny. No,
baseball bat going backwards as a chav.
Yeah.
I was googling random British slang yesterday and just saying random stuff to Sean. I don't know what I was saying though.
I honestly, I had no idea what was going on. There was no context to it at all. It was
No, no, just-
cheerio, and I was like, "Why are you saying goodbye?"
I thought that just meant like hey, like woohoo, like what's going on? Like awesome. Cheerio means bye.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
yeah,
know
like
that.
cheerio, man.
I guess
Because
so.
I think Northern Ireland, it's a lot of it's like, what's the crack, isn't it? Like,
What's the crack?
what's going
Yeah.
on? Yeah,
Yeah. What's
See,
the
I
crack?
thought it
Come over,
was.
have the crack. Yeah.
I thought like Cheerio could kind of be like one of those words where it kind of can mean a couple different things,
I've never
I don't
known
know.
it to be anything other than goodbye, to be honest.
Listen, I'm not saying I'm right. That's what I thought. I think a lot of things in my life, and let's see, like in Hawaii, like aloha, is like hello, goodbye, I love you, or love, or whatever. You know what I mean? And like, there's a word, like a pigeon word. It's like Hawaii. It's like a, don't crucify me, people from Hawaii, but like pigeon is kind of like a Hawaiian slang, and I believe it was came about like in the rice fields way back when a lot of different cultures came together and they made like this language. And there's a lot of random words in there. One of them is decline, and like everyone's like, well, what does decline mean? And it's just like you can basically just insert it anywhere. So it's like, oh yeah, like how's decline? And you like in context of the sentence, So that's like what Cheerio is, It's like, oh, Cheerio. No,
No,
not like that.
no.
All right, guys. All righty then. Anyways, back to the show. I'll cut that out. Cut. Well, Ian, that sounds awesome, man. I want to pick your brain and kind of see how it's been for you, because I've talked to Sean several times. Like, I want to create something fun, something unique, and it's getting it started. I think I want to try maybe a local Cars and Coffee. My local Cars and Coffee got shut down. I don't think the guy had a permit to do where he was doing it, and so I've been trying to do that. Obviously, once I get my car running, it'll be a little bit easier. But yeah, I've always kind of wanted to do that. I think it's fun, at least like you said, just to do it once and kind of see how that goes, and then maybe go from there. But good for you, man. I like it. It's a great cause and should be a fun show. So go check that out, Jack and Birdie Car Show Bonanza. What else you got
We just
going
need
on the
to get
pipeline?
not a lot to be honest. The Traveller is officially off the road for the winter. So I'm planning
Oh,
on a
I forgot about that. This.
few upgrades, cosmetic upgrades. There's a few things I want to do. I was never 100% happy with the interior from it asked to got it painted. So interior's coming out. I want to repaint the whole interior, and yeah, do a few other little subtle upgrades. I'm not sure exactly yet, but again, as all things with my Mini, it'll just happen, and I'll find something and I'll do it. But I did get a really cool Sparko bucket seat at a car show during the summer, and I messed about with ideas for it. And it was a carbon fiber back one. I painted the back of it green to match the Traveller, and it might get put in, it might not.
Fingers crossed it does.
Yeah, there's ideas I've thought about. Would I put a half roll cage in it? I don't
Yes,
know.
you do. Don't
Yeah,
they
I mean,
make like traveler slash estate like
Yeah, they
specific
do. Yeah,
cages, don't they?
they do. Yeah, yeah. I was toying out the idea too. Could I put a saloon cage in? It would just sit a little bit further back.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at different ideas. I'm considering repainting the headliner. I don't know where it's white at the minute. To go black, I'm not sure. So I mean, I'm doing all these kind of like subtle ideas. There's like I'm saying, my thought behind it is what would they have done in the '60s?
Mm-hmm.
So it's that cafe racer style. I don't want to do something which isn't period correct in some ways,
Mm-hmm.
but I kind of want to modernize it a little bit as well. I have a few ideas running through my head, and some of them are butting heads against each other. I don't really know the right way to go, but
is it a perforated roof liner in that one?
no, it's not. It's the two piece that slots in
Okay.
type. Yeah,
So like a 60s perforated style one would
yeah,
look pretty choice then, really.
yeah. So it's again, do I replace the headlining completely, or do I just take it out and paint it?
Yeah.
Because I painted it before actually. This is the original one in the car. Obviously the previous owner must have been a heavy smoker, and
Mm.
it was pretty much just yellow, and I couldn't, no matter how much I cleaned it, it was
That's
still
period
hand.
correct.
Yeah, it just had that creaminess in it that I just couldn't get
Yeah.
out. So yeah, it's red old English white, cellulose paint. So yeah, we can't get cellulose paint anymore. So
I've
maybe
painted fabric before with that
yeah,
fabric kind of vinyl paint, and it works really well.
yeah,
So even if you did paint it black or a darker
mm,
like charcoal or something, it I think it's fairly easy to cover back up if you wanted to go back to a lighter color. No.
yeah. So I'm a few ideas that I'm thinking of. Same thing. If I decide to put a roll cage in, do I leave it black? Do I paint it green? Do I go white? All of these ideas are just shouting at me, and
I
just trying to
love body color
yeah.
matched roll cages. I think that looks so cool, especially like on a car like yours that has a ton of windows in the back. You're going to be able to see it. I think that
See,
would look
yeah,
so sweet.
because I already have the strut brace that I made myself. I designed my own strut brace, which is cool at the shows because you can see it and you actually can see it. There's no fuel tank in the way and things, so it's um, so I have that. Again, I want to take out and maybe finish it a little bit nicer.
Hmm.
Um, it's little things that I just not 100% happy with. I just want to, a wee bit more finesse with it and just be a little bit, I don't know, just sort of do something different for for next year. So, and even changing wheels and things. I'm running on the mini lights at the minute. I change the wheels again.
Sure, you
You
got some
got
of
you
those
got.
pedals laying around in that garage somewhere.
I was
No
gonna
rose
say you
petals yet.
gotta.
Actually,
Can you
I set
see it
them
in
up.
the video? You got a whole freaking like store. I don't know. I think it's off to your left
See
there
that?
or right,
Yeah.
whatever it is. Yeah, I was gonna say
There's
you got
my
a whole.
there's my rack. I am thinking of these. I'll put these out for you. So these are
Oh yeah.
Yes.
BWS. I did have these on the Traveler before. They are a nice wheel. They're really light. They're magnesium. So
Mm.
I might put them back on.
What size are
They
they?
are 5 by 10.
5x10.
Mm. They are a lovely wheel. They're actually these are another one. You're going to hit me. I got these at an absolute bargain as well. Um, I was at a show and I was looking tires for my Rally Mini because I was doing a gravel event, and I just happened to see it was a guy at a show had in the back of his car had the Callaway knobbly tires.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I just saw the tires. Had the four of them lined up in the back seat of his Mini, and I just happened to say to here, "Oh, you selling the tires?" And I said, "Oh yeah, yeah." So I was here. It's great. I'll speak to you later. But by the time I got to see him, he had headed home from the show. But I tracked him down, got his phone number. He actually only lived a few miles from me. So I phoned him up. Here, it's Ian. I was talking to you at the show. I'm interested in buying your Callaway tires if you still have them. He says, yeah, they're still here. £150, come and get them. They're brand new tires. So that's grand. Went the whole way up to collect them, but he still had the wheels. They were still on the wheels. And I was thinking, oh, okay, there's wheels on them. But they're like 4-spoke wheels, and I just thought they were Revolution or Revolite wheels, which there's probably people who are shouting at me. I hate 4-spoke Revolutions.
Yes.
And that's what I thought these were, because they were so thick with paint that you couldn't make out the detail on them. So he says, oh, that's £150 for wheels and all. So that's great. I brought them home. I was going to take the tires off and I was going to dump the wheels. But when I took the tires off, the wheel was really light. And I thought, it seems very light for a Revolite tire or a Revolite wheel. So I took a wire wheel to them on the end of the drill. And then I started, so basically the center, you can see the center's kind of sort of odd shape.
Yeah.
Somebody had siliconed paint lid in.
No way.
Yeah, so whenever I popped it out, you could see this lovely shape was forming. So I thought, okay, there's something not right with these wheels. So I probably spent an entire Saturday on one wheel, and then this came out. I thought, wow, I'm keeping those wheels.
Why do people do the weirdest shit with their wheel?
Yeah,
Like
honestly.
my Mambas were like 15 layers of paint and like paint and
yeah,
the freaking plastic dip.
Yeah.
It's like what the
My Paddy Hobkirks are exactly the same. They were like 3 inches thick of like
yeah,
enameled paint. It was ridiculous.
yeah. I would take a putty knife to them as you're scraping lumps of paint off, and that
yeah.
Ice or Bondo as the Americans call it, and silicone and so much rubbish off those wheels, and that's just a home restoration, so I might actually take them and get them properly media blasted and powder coated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you
And
gonna have to get them X-rayed as well because they're mag?
yeah, probably, yeah. But I've been using them and they've been fine. I used them on my rally car as well for a while, and
Nice.
yeah, they seem fine.
All the layers of paint probably protected it.
Probably, yeah. Yes. So yeah, I'm
Oh,
thinking I'll probably put the tire. I'll probably there's 4 brand new tires on the Traveler. I might just swap the tires over and put the BWS on for next year.
That'd be cool. That'd be really cool to see.
Yeah.
I feel like that's been something that I see often. I just don't ever pick up just because I just don't have room for wheels and tires. But I feel like I see a lot of good deals like that for wheels and tires. I mean, I've picked up some for free before. People just like don't like them. They don't like the look of them, so they don't really care if they're, maybe worth more or what. I don't know. Or they don't want to deal with undoing the old tires or what. I don't get it.
Yeah, it was the same. I think I have two full sets of Mark II Cosmics, and they were the same thing. I was, guys with, had just had mini wheels on a trailer or something like that there,
Hmm.
and I mean, I was picking one up here and two up there, and eventually I think I've two and a half sets. I think of 10 Cosmic Mark IIs. But the
Dang.
funny thing about them is they're all different. I didn't realize there were so many different versions of a Mark II Cosmic. Some have a nice sort of a filleted rim on them. Some have a more sharp rim.
Hmm.
The center hub is bigger, whether they're for a bigger center cap and things. They're. I don't think I think I have two the same. The rest of them they're all different.
I
But they're
Yeah,
suppose
all
though,
5 inch.
yeah, I suppose back in the day, a lot of companies were copying
Yeah,
wheel designs because they knew they were going to make money from it. So
yeah, totally.
there's a
Yeah.
lot of different variations. I mean, you look at things like the Wolf Race slot mags. How many companies started making those back in the
Oh yeah,
70s?
totally.
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
easy. Yeah.
yeah, that's
So
interesting. I have a pair too, or a set rather, and I'm always like, are they original? I don't know. There's just so many different like little variations of the lips, like you said. Although mine are 10 by 6, so maybe that's a difference of them. I don't know,
yeah,
but
so yeah, so all of mine are 5 by 10, but they're all they're all slightly different. But I think they're original in period ones. They're not the later reproductions. I think they are all 60s, 70s, maybe into 80s,
yeah.
period wheels. Um, but I do have a lovely set of 1275 GT wheels, the raw style steels,
Very
Nice.
nice.
that I want to restore. So they're they're being kept for a future project, the same future project that the Cooper engine will hopefully go into. So that's a project I'm hoping to build for my wife at some point as well. So
Lucky wife. Very
Shit.
lucky
yeah,
wife.
so there's a few ideas there, including the
I don't
1275
really.
GT wheels. So
Are all of your cosmic wheels, are they all the same black insert type of style?
yeah. Well, yes, they should be. Um, I started I started restoring them. I think I have three of them fully restored now. Um, so I was just spending a Saturday and just going through, getting the wire wheels out and the Dremel out and getting them nice. So I think I've three done. They're done properly with the polished lip and the polished front of the spokes. With the black inserts. The same with the 1275 GT wheels. I've one restored, but they are all silver. I think the likes of the MGB, the MG Midget, their raw styles had the little black inserts. And I think the Australian Clubmans, I
Yes.
think had the black inserts, but the UK ones, I think were all silver. I think I'm keeping mine all silver though. To be fair, I just prefer the look. But so yeah,
Always a
few
good
winter
day
project.
talking about wheels. I like restoring wheels. It's fun, but yeah, I don't
Yeah,
love the
yeah, me too.
cosmics, so that's why I was asking because I was thinking, well, what if I just like sandblasted them and maybe made the all one color or like a gunmetal type of gray. I don't know. I just something about like I love the
Yeah,
design, but I don't like the look of it on the car for some reason. It doesn't. I
yeah,
don't.
I was the same. I ran them. I actually ran them all British Racing Green for a while.
Mm,
Because my Raleigh Mini, if you remember, if you've seen the photos of my Raleigh Mini on Instagram, it was the beige with the British Racing Green roof. So I did a lot
right.
of British Racing Green accents, including the wheels.
Yeah.
So I had it on the raw styles for a little while, all British Racing Green, and then I ran them on Cosmics, all British Racing Green. But I also had a set that I used for auto testing, and I had them painted anthracite. So they looked really good on anthracite or dark grey.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I don't really like the look with the polished rims, the polished edges on the polished lips, but I kind of decided to restore them and at least put them up on the wall, and I don't think I'll ever use them because they're not really a wheel that I really like. Again, I just happened to find them at different shows. And I couldn't resist. I just like 10-inch wheels. So
The amount of
Not.
garages that
yeah,
have got alloy wheels like that just hanging up because everyone likes the
Yeah,
design, but they just don't like running it actually on the car. It's crazy.
yeah, yeah, totally, yeah.
I don't know what it is. It's like I think it looks bigger than a 10-inch to me for some reason. Like my Mamba's looks so tiny, maybe because the center of it is pretty small because it's got like a little bit of a lip. But the Cosmics, like the design looks sick. It looks kind of like a British flag or whatever you guys technically call it. But like I don't know, something about it. It's weird, but great wall art for sure.
No,
Not to be
totally,
not to sidetrack,
yeah.
not to sidetrack, but I was scrolling and I saw the Sparko seat that you're talking about with the green back. It's sick. Super
Yeah,
cool.
I do think it will go into the 12. I do think so because at the moment I'm running with Mark II Cooper S front seats, so they're black front seats. But the rear seats I got made as a one-off from Newton Commercial. So they're done in the green and the grey, like a Cooper would have
Yeah.
been. It's not brocade. At the time when I did it, brocade was very expensive, and I thought I'm happy just to go with the two-tone.
Uh-huh.
The brocade would have been really sweet in it, but I just couldn't. I just couldn't stomach the extra cost. But I do want to get a seat cover made for the passenger seat, and I'll do it in the green and the grey
Yeah.
in the Mark II seats. I think the Mark II seat just holds you nicer, much more comfortable in a long run than those awful Mark One seats. Um, but yeah, but the Sparko is so comfortable. Um,
It would be
uh,
sweet to get the Sparko kind of in that same green gray pattern, like and kind of bring it a little old school. That'd be kind of cool too. No?
yeah, that's that. I think the first instance I want to get in the car, and yeah, I might get covers made for it at some point. Yeah,
Yeah.
when the readies are allowing me to.
Yeah.
And yeah, done in the green
Exactly.
and the grey would look so sweet. Because I have in my head, the look I have in my head is the Splinter Racing Traveller.
Oh
Yeah.
If you,
Oh, the one
yes.
with the SU Carburetor on the side of the doors.
yeah, yeah.
Love that thing.
I
Yeah.
think the idea behind that, because that class of racing, to, you have to have the full interior, or at least you have
Yes.
to have the front seats, and having the bucket seat with the standard seat
Yeah.
looks.
Yeah.
I think the look is unreal.
I
So
do.
It's
Yeah, I
it's
love
such
that
a
look.
Japanese thing to do as well,
yeah,
which
yeah,
is why I've done it in the Outlaw. It's just such a cool look.
yeah. And actually, that's the car was my, I wouldn't say my inspiration behind doing this build. It's what gave me the push to say, look, it's okay to do that to a rare car.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Like they took a really rare car and they're racing the wheels off it and they're bouncing off each other. And I thought, realize, okay, now I can do that to this. It might be a rare car, and the purists hate me for it, but it's my car. I'll do what I want with it, and that's it gave me kind of almost permission to go down that route.
That's it. You're not having to battle with your own head at that point. Then,
Yeah,
you sort of
because
made
at
that
the time,
decision.
yeah, because yeah, at the time was, I mean, even putting the 1000 in, the 998 in, it wasn't the right engine for it. But at the time, economically, it made sense to do that. But whenever the time came, do we put the 1275 in? It was again the same thing. That engine's not supposed to be in that car. That car's not supposed to have a white roof. And it was all these little thoughts going through your mind saying, it's wrong to do that.
That's it.
But then once you see somebody thrashing one on a racetrack, it is okay to do that.
100%. And it's once you've got to that point where you've made that decision in your head, you're limitless. Then at that point,
Yeah, yeah. So taking a drill to the door to mount the
Oof.
Speedwell style thing, I mean, that was not a problem. I took a drill, I drilled that door. It's not a problem.
It's
You know.
nothing like when I spoke to Don Racine, it's like it's nothing that can't be like fixed. Like you could weld
Yeah,
that hole back up, and it's fine. Like
yeah,
you know,
yeah. That's my idea. I'm not doing anything to this car that can't be put back.
right,
I
right.
mean,
exactly.
I can take the 1275 out. I can find an 850. I can drop an 850 back in there again. I mean, incidentally, the CAD internal gear shifter, the linkage goes through the hole where the magic wand goes.
Oh
So,
wow.
I mean, the hole is still there. I use a magic wand gator. Everything there looks correct, and I mean, I can easily unbolt that. I can put a magic wand back in again.
I love that
You know,
linkage. It's so sweet.
it rattles like no tomorrow.
Oh really?
Yeah, it rattles. It's because there's no steady bar on it, so you have to take the steady bar off the rod
uh,
change. So when you're sitting, it's rattling and vibrating like mad, and
uh,
it
wow.
it can be a little annoying at times. But
It looks cool though.
yeah, well, what many doesn't rattle though? But sure, what's the
Yeah, I was
extra
gonna
rattle?
Exactly.
say.
So, yeah.
Well, Ian, I wrote some new Patty probe questions. You wanna dive into some of those?
Yeah, sure, far away. Yeah.
Let's see. I honestly, episode 5. I don't even know if I had all of the ones that I've been using lately, but we'll go through the new ones since you're round 2 here. Let's see. What is your least favorite mini variant?
Yeah, I was thinking of that since you asked Cole the same question. Straight up mini moke. Uh, I I'm
Oh,
gonna
that's
offend so
controversial.
yeah, I'm gonna offend so many people here. I don't see the point of it. It's at least for Irish people, I don't see the point of it.
Uh, fair,
That's
fair.
fair.
It's I mean I understand the ethos behind why they designed it. It was designed as a military vehicle.
There was no point to that.
Well, yeah, too, but I mean it is a cool car. Uh, and in some ways, I kind of would like one, but I don't know if when I would ever drive it because we just don't have the weather. I mean, if you put the plastic sides on, those things are going to steam up. You're not going to see anything. Yeah, no, they're not for me. No,
Wow.
yeah, I know I've
Hey,
offended so many people by saying that, but
Ian, I'm
yeah,
trying to get more people to listen, not unsubscribe. Jeez. Jeez, guys, come
yeah.
on, work with me here. You guys want this thing to keep going? You gotta give me. No, I'm just kidding. Ay, ay, ay. All right, well, this is good. Let's just segue into the next one then. What is your least favorite mini modification, the weirdest one that you just don't like?
I'm not a big fan of body kits. Um, I, like the Z Max body kits were the big thing back in the 90s and into the 2000s. I was never into body kits for any car. To be honest, I just think, yeah, a Mini has inherent look. It's a round and cutesy look, and putting these big square body kits on, I just don't like. Even the Mini Cabriolet came for the factory with a body kit, and I don't think it works on the car. Side skirts, yeah, grand. A front lip or a front damper, yeah, no problem. But it's the big arches, the big side skirts. No, it's the same thing. It's 13-inch wheels and things. So I'm not into the big
It's a
wheels. The
tough
big,
one. Yeah,
yeah,
the yeah, I agree. It's like it. I've seen. Don't get me wrong. I've seen some people do it, and it looks freaking sweet,
yeah, oh yeah, yeah, for
just
sure.
like any kind of modification. But like the majority of it's just like it doesn't look like a mini anymore. It's kind of
Yeah,
like putting an electric engine in there.
yeah, no, it's
I
they have their place, and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have seen there are some models of Mini I think look absolutely phenomenal with. I'm not a fan of sports pack arches and things like that, but I've seen obviously was it the Mini Kensington and the gold 13-inch wheel Mini. I don't think I ever produced them for the market here. I think they're export only. I think that's a phenomenal looking car,
Hmm.
and it works in that instance, but I wouldn't do it myself. I would never like this car here is a archless car. It will always remain an archless car. Um, so yeah, body kits and wheel arches.
Yeah, I mean, I I would never do it, and I definitely want to have some people on that have those body kits. I sent one to Sean the other day, and it's wild. I want to hear like what was the thought process. Crazy. Like I think this guy has like 15-inch wheels on there or something. They look huge, don't they, Sean?
Yeah.
You know,
Was that was
you
that
know the one I'm
Dumas, the
talking.
red one,
Uh,
or was that
is it red?
the?
Red and
I
red
can't
with
remember.
white wheels. I think I forget the Instagram name.
I can't
I
remember
gotta
which
go
one it
back
was
and look.
now. That's it.
Yeah,
But I
I can
can't.
Yeah.
really, I really appreciate. I can really appreciate the work that people put into them, especially
Right.
the custom arches, the custom kits.
Right.
I love the engineering behind it. I'm an engineer from background. I love watching, I'd build videos of people making wide arch kits, and I think,
Yeah.
and although I would never do it myself, I can really appreciate the work that goes into it.
Yeah.
But I think personally for me, a mini looks better without them.
I agree. Yeah, yeah, no, and
Yeah,
that's like it's
yeah,
not my style, but I want to hear about it.
yeah,
I
totally,
want
yeah.
to look at it and
No,
see
yeah,
how you
totally,
did it.
totally
Yeah,
agree. Yeah, totally agree. Yeah.
yeah, that's cool. All right. Let's see here. You're on a roll. Let's see. What's a like a mini hot take, like something controversial in the mini about minis or the mini community that you might want to like turn upside down. Let's get a little controversial here.
I really don't know.
Besides hating on Mokes.
Oh
Yeah,
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 besides hating on mokes and body kits.
to be honest, what actually is really grinds my gears is whenever if somebody who is new to the mini life is coming in and asking a very simple and frankly, some ways a stupid question on the forums or on Facebook, and you always get that one person coming in and some stupid answer. I mean, the one that always gets me was what does the little switch do with the little you
The
press the
break
switch and
press.
the brake, yeah. What does this switch mean? And yeah, you see it all the time. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
brake. It's your brake light warning light switch to make sure that the light works. And you can always get the one person coming in, oh, it's your ejector seat, and that's this
Yeah.
and that. I I hate those people. Yeah, I think it's these people coming in. I don't like especially when somebody's really new to it. You
Yeah.
kind of want to help them, and I think there's a lot of maybe a lot of folks out there maybe who are maybe a little bit I don't know too much of the jokey side in it, and they're
Yeah.
not helping.
There's a time and a place.
There's a time and
Yeah.
a place. Yeah,
That's it.
yeah,
Yeah, I definitely agree. I see both sides though, because I get and let me preface this: I always help, and I don't make stupid comments back to them. But I get a lot of people that message me privately asking questions that are very simply Googled, and it's that's also frustrating. But those people
yeah,
have short fuses, and they just like they'll respond like, well, look it up or ejectocito, cuz
yeah.
it's like it doesn't help.
No, it is a totally good. Yeah, I have been asked quite a few questions too before, and you just think, yeah, I mean, it's not hard just to lift
Right.
a hands manual. It's not hard to Google.
Right.
Everything's on the internet now, but it's still like, and
It's
I like
also
to,
not
I
hard
like to
to
help.
say brake switch. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah,
also
That's
not
it.
hard to just say,
yeah, yeah,
20W50. It's pretty easy to just answer the question.
yeah,
So that's funny. I like that. That's a good one. Hey, and I think that unfortunately that's the weird side of any kind of hobby community. Like there's always people like that
yeah,
in
yeah.
other groups that I'm in. It's like what the like. That's the
Oh yeah,
internet, man. The internet's so strange nowadays.
yeah,
It's so good and
yeah.
so
You see,
bad at the same time.
I've totally done that same question. Answer the same stupid answers, stupid questions. But that's when you get to know the person.
Right.
It's fine, but
Yeah.
Exactly
not
that.
not straight out of the box.
I chalk it up to we've all probably been there. I don't think you come in, you're so pumped that you just got in this scenario you just got your mini, you're going through what does this do, blah blah blah, and
Yeah,
you're so hyped that it's instant gratification by just typing that answer versus doing some research. But that's how you learn, because then you know look at it, that's how it turned into me. I'd probably ask those same stupid questions, but that's how I knew to go get a Haynes manual. That's how I knew a lot of shit that
yeah.
I know. So yeah, I agree. That's a good one. That's a good one, Ian. All right, anything else that you want the people to know? Cooper S Traveler on Instagram now, no longer Team Ballylock.
Yes, we're like Cooper S Traveler with two L's, because I know that some parts of the world spell Traveler differently. So it has two L's. Yeah, on Instagram and on YouTube. YouTube is now Cooper S Traveler as well.
All right.
So yeah, there's the whole index of videos from before when it was Team Ballylock Classics are still available there. There will be some. I still have some to edit to go back up from before, and there hopefully will be some show type videos to go on there, like like announcement type videos and things like that. I hope to put on there for the aid sharing for the show.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. And then also you mentioned there the Jack and Birdie's Car Show Bonanza, Instagram and
Yep.
Facebook. So you go on there, we have a link tree there as well, which has the links to all of our socials on it, as well as our GoFundMe page
Perfect.
as well. So we have we have our target there of what we're looking to go for, and yeah, we're getting there slowly. And hopefully we will get to the target, and then we can say we have a new target. So that's where we're aiming for. So
Awesome. Awesome. Well, on our end, Sean, what do we got? I think by the time this comes out, I think actually this is coming out. You guys don't have it over there, but in the United States, happy Thanksgiving. I believe it's the week of Thanksgiving. Very thankful for all of our listeners and everyone that's supported us so far. It's been super fun. Like I said earlier, almost been a year, and I'm still having fun. We're still getting cool guests. We're still hearing stories. We can bring on guests back on like Ian and Cole and still get some awesome entertainment, and it's always evolving. It's fun. So I think the other thing, Sean, is now maybe for a week now we have live shirts or a
Yeah,
shirt and a hat.
and a
So go
hat.
check
Yep.
that out. Mini
So
Life. What is it? Let me look it up. Oh, wait a second. Should I just drop it right here? I think we
just
should
drop
do
the link,
this.
man. Yeah.
Mini, there it is right here. Hold on a second. Look at
That's
this.
it.
I
So
think I hold on, guys. We're trying this live. We're trying this live. Give me a second.
cool. No
Hold
pressure, Mike. No
on.
pressure. Come on.
No pressure. Uh-oh.
You got
What
this.
do I do? Hold on. Oh no. Oh no. I
Ah.
can do it. I can do it. Hold on. We got this. We're sharing screen. Can you see it?
Yes.
yes,
Look at
we
that.
can.
Yes.
Look at
Look at
this. We
that.
got it's minilife37.bigcartel.com. Like Ian, we also have a link tree in our description. We got this Worcestershire to Cali t-shirt, which is awesome. Check that out. We got this sweet corduroy hat coming out, and we got more stickers coming. You guys have blown up those stickers.
Yeah, I can't
And
believe how
they're
quick they sold out. That's
sold
crazy.
out.
You guys are absolutely fantastic for that. Thank you so much to everyone who's brought a sticker and supported us. Mike and I are so excited to drop some merchandise for you guys for the holiday season. So grab your loved ones, a t-shirt, a hat, and hopefully, if you guys like it enough, we'll try and release some more merchandise in the new year as well.
I'm just selfish. I wanted more merch. Like I like I
So do
like
I.
hats, and I don't wear hats often, but like certain hats, I love this hat, and the style that we're getting is very similar. And I love t-shirts. Just my closet is just t-shirts.
Hell yeah.
Love it.
And the best thing is they're unisex t-shirts as well. So male,
That is
female,
true.
anyone can order one.
Unisex. We do not
You can,
discriminate here on the
That's
mini
it.
life.
and you can never have too many stickers.
Right?
No,
Yeah,
I've been trying to.
which
Go
I
ahead.
am currently in the process of getting Cooper S Traveler stickers, as well
Ooh.
as bringing back a Team Ballylock Classic side profile as
There we
well. So
go.
hopefully there's a little plug for them as well. Hopefully they'll be coming soon.
Need
I
one for
used
the
to not
laptop.
be a sticker guy, but I started loving these stickers, and these are super nice.
Matt,
I love collecting all these stickers, but yeah,
the
dude,
quality of those is insane. Honestly, it's
super
such a
nice.
nice texture to it
I know.
for a
I
sticker
know.
as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, the hard part about the stickers is sometimes when you get into, and Ian, you probably know this, like different kind of die cut designs, like they start getting pretty expensive, and I like feel weird charging more than a few bucks for a sticker. But I'm a cheapskate, so you know. And that's why I try to price things reasonably. I'm not trying to, blow it up, but any profit we're shoving right back into the podcast. We need to get Sean an actual headset instead of his girlfriends or
Yeah, I got my little
fiancés or wives, the misses.
got the
What do you guys
birds.
call it? The misses.
Got the old Mini Life customer service support.
If you see us start buying more mini parts, then we're charging too much for our merch. I'm just kidding. All right, boys. I appreciate
Mike.
you. Oh,
Sorry, before you go, you have big news that you haven't told anyone yet.
Did I?
You got your gearbox.
Oh, you son of a bee. I did get my gearbox,
it
and
arrived. Awesome.
it got here. It is beautiful. It is beautiful. I wanted to try. Let's bounce this off of Ian here. I know people probably logged off already, but you've dabbled in YouTube. I dabbled in YouTube actually, not about cars. Actually, I did make one video when I first got the Mini, and I never made a video of it ever again. But it's because it's difficult. It's difficult to film and work on your car at the same time. But I wanted to, and Sean's in the same position too. I wanted to like kind of try to film some stuff in the garage, working on my car, working on Sean's car, and put it out on the Mini Life YouTube. So if people want to see that, let us know. But I don't know. It's a lot of work, and I feel like I get so sidetracked, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, go for it. It's hard work. It is, and I find when I'm doing something in the car, mainly when I'm doing something inside the car, is how do you film it? I think you're constantly moving the camera, and I just want to get the job done. And you realize you're doing something that it's not a very good angle. Take it off again. Move. I mean,
I love videography. I love photography. I love editing the videos. I like, that aspect of it, but I find it such a pain in the ass to video while trying to work on a car. I just like don't want to deal with it. I don't want to get my camera greasy. Like I just like it's a pain in the ass. But I want to like show. I don't know, and that I don't like the time lapse thing. I feel like I want to be. I don't know. It's difficult. Maybe like YouTube or excuse me, Instagram Shorts or whatever it's called, stories. I don't know.
I think that's the direction I'm going to go for that type of work. But it's see like of Cole's channel or Paul from HRE Ireland. How they put the quality of videos together while working in such a small space is hats off to them. It's fantastic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's insane, and it's just like I don't. I sold my actual digital camera for a film camera, so I can't use it. I'll have to use my phone, so it's like But
to be fair, the amount of YouTubers that actually just use their phones nowadays, though, because you've got it
that's all
at
I
hand.
Use, yeah, that's all I used. Yeah,
I know, but then I gotta I don't know. I just I'm a weirdo. But I did get my gearbox. I got my gearbox. The only side thing is when I actually ordered the gearbox, they were like one of the bearings I needed. I forget I think it's the first motion roller support bearing or something like that. I forget what it's actually called. They were out of stock of it, and I forgot, so I didn't order that, and it was so long that I forgot, so I had to order that separately. So that should be here Monday. So I'm gonna go out into the old garage today and start kind of tinkering. Let's see what I can get. It's probably gonna take me another 6 months. So.
Oh no!
Make sure you give yourself enough time to ship the car to Ireland for the Jack and Birdie's car show bonanza.
What date is that again?
1st of June. You've got 6 months.
Oh yeah, dude, we're golden. I said 6 months.
7 months. You have 7 months.
What is it? Yeah, what does it take? A few weeks to get there, probably.
Probably about 4 weeks, 5 weeks.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
You have plenty of time.
Yeah.
Plenty of time. All right, boys. I appreciate you being back on, Ian. It's always a pleasure. And maybe
lovely to meet you, Ian.
Sometime in the new year, we'll have you back on after the after the show. We'll catch up then. And anything else you guys got? If not, I will
All
catch
good.
you guys
Thanks for
on the
listening.
next
Sounds good.
one.
Thanks.